Okay, we are going to try to draw the finger guide, and I'm going to try to do this quickly maybe, and we're going to start by blocking it out so it's 1.5 inches tall and 4 1/8 long. I'm going to get in the correct layer before I start. I'm going to draw a line 1.5, 4 1/8, 1.5, and C for close. Okay, I have a area on the front that is 3/4 inch tall, and from the back to the front edge is 15/16. So 3/4 and 15/16. So I'm going to offset. I'm going to use offset 0.75, and I'm going to offset by 15/16. And I'm going to trim. I'm going to leave this for now. Tell you what I'll do. Let's do a break it point. We're going to break this line at that point, and we're going to break it point again, this line at that point. And I'm going to change these to a different layer. Instead of the visible layer, let's make it our construction layer. All right, at the back of this object, it has a cutout that is 1/4 inch deep. So I'm going to do that by 0.25, and I'm going to draw it all the way up for now. And it also has a line here that is 7/16 from the bottom. I mean from the top, 7/16 from the top. So we're going to come down 7/16, and I'm going to draw a line to there. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and start our top view. So I'm going to come up 1 and go 4 1/8, and our depth is 2 1/4, 4 1/8, and C for close. All right, this one has an angle created at 1 7/8 from the front edge. So let's go ahead and do that down here. 1.875, enter, and put that line in, and I'm going to carry it up. Okay, let's go to our front edge again. 5/16, 7/16. Okay. So I'm going to come up 5/16 and go back to here. That creates our angle. I'm going to come up from that point 7/16. All right, let me escape out of that. Let me do that again. Line here, going up 7/16, and I'm going to come all the way back to here for now. And I'm going to draw a line in our center here that just gives me a reference point. Mm. 1 1/8 from the front edge, I have a 3/4 inch diameter circle. So let's create it. Let's do a center diameter circle. Starting here, we're going to go, and I done forgot my number. 1 1/8. 1 1/8. And we're going to create a 0.75 diameter. All right, now I don't need this anymore because I just used it for a reference. I'm going to trim this. I'm going to trim this and this. Now I'm going to, probably should have went ahead and mirrored before I did that. So let me show you what I knew. Because this line is shorter now, so our center has moved up. So let's mirror this and this on that center point and that center point. Now I can trim here, here, and here, and here. I don't need that anymore, so let's delete it. Let's bring this point up. On our back corner, let's see how deep we need to go. It is 3/8 of an inch this way, so I can bring this point up, go up 3/8, and back to our edge here. And let's go ahead and just mirror that. And let's trim. Okay. Now that we have this also, I can create a line here, which will be a hidden line. And let's create one from there that would actually be our center line. We're going to change it into a center layer, but it's not long enough. So the easiest way to do this will be with grips. If I click on this point now and bring my cursor up, type in 0.125 and do the same thing with my bottom one here. All I did was extended that line. I could do it a different way by offsetting and extending to it, but that's the easiest way you can do it on CAD. All right, now that I have those two views, let's go to our right side view. Before we get out of that, let's go ahead and put our center mark on. Annotate, center mark, and now let's create a line. From here at a 45-degree angle, so I'm going to make it 10 inches too long. 10 less than sign 45. make it into a construction layer also. Layer back to visible here. Now let's go back to construction. All right, I'm using this to block it out for my overall size. I'll bring that down and bring that down, and my width is and height is created. So I'm just going to trim around those for now. That is my actual height and width. I don't need these anymore, so I'm just going to delete those off. Okay. Let's draw us a line here. Let's go all the way across, I guess, and trim. And let's bring our points down here. And I'm going to use, when I do the trim this time, I'm going to use the cutting edge, which on your computer you probably can just actually right click and select everything, or you select the line. This is my cutting edge, so now I'm entering. I'll right click and I can trim all of that off at one time. And we're going to delete those because I don't need them anymore. Everything that I have here will be a visible line. So let's go ahead and do that also. I'm going to have some hidden line. Let's go ahead and do our angle thing on this view. We have a 30-degree angle. And I didn't look where it starts. 30-degree angle, and it's 7/16 down. So I actually did already know that, so I could have done this. Let's make it 2 at an angle of 30. And I'm going to just mirror that. And trim. Those will be visible lines. We'll go ahead and change that. I will have some hidden lines here. So I can draw those down. And this down. And trim. Trim. And change those two into hidden. When I have those 2 points here, I know where this stops now. So I can trim here and here, delete that, and change that into visible line. And I pretty much have this complete, except I do not have my lines on the top here, and I do not have my center line here. So let's change our layer to center. Come to annotate, center line, click on this line and this line, and it makes my center line the correct length. And then I can go back home, project up, and draw this line here and there. Change those two into visible and delete those two. And I think I have actually completed the finger guide figure 654.